The fires of heaven, the dimensions of the lighter, the power over nature, power to open the heavens, power to multiply. Barak de Kavatia, Zakata Barakatanos, Barakatoa Tatata, Tetadina Taladash. On ground, online, those following on YouTube, on Facebook, every handle, every platform, take that fire now. There are those the devil fights, and there are those the devil uses. There are two different things. The devil doesn't fight everybody. There are some he's using. And when the devil is using you, he will steal from you. So some of the people you see being publicly embarrassed is not warfare. The devil have used them to a point where it has boomeranged. So don't call your business and transaction with the devil a warfare. If the devil uses you as a thief for a long time, and he's done with you and he recruits another student and he doesn't need you anymore, he won't do the central party he will do for you is that he will lead you into public ridicule. Now don't come back and start telling people that public ridicule is warfare. It's not warfare. Your bargain with the devil is finished. That's how he coronates those he uses. Before I start talking and you now start pointing at people that it's not warfare. It's not everything that is warfare. The people the devil fights are those that have gone through the college of self-denial. Those are the ones the devil comes to. If you study Matthew chapter 4, he came to Jesus. And when the devil comes to you, he checks first to find out if there is anything in you that fights to defend you. If he can't find anything, then he will know that you are a threat to his kingdom. Because if there is something the devil can bargain with you on, it means you are not a threat. He will use you. But when he finds that there is nothing in you, then you are a threat. That is when he will start fighting you. Because the devil comes to men first before he fights them. The ones he finds something in, he doesn't fight them. He negotiates with them. But when he can't negotiate with you, then he will fight you. So warfare is not for everybody. Warfare is for those who pass the class of self-denial. And there are three things the devil will fight in the last day. The first thing the devil will fight in the last day is your name. Because asset in this kingdom is not car and land. Asset in this kingdom is the level of influence you are able to wield in the spirit. That influence impacts the realm of men. And one of the signatures of that influence is the name that you have. That's why he said a good name is to be desired more than silver and gold. It is God himself that gives name to men. And the name God gives men is not for nomenclature's sake. It is based on the doors they can unlock, based on the scepter they carry, and based on the purpose that they are pregnant with. And so when it came to Abraham, he said, you shall no longer be called Abraham, but you shall be called Abraham. Abraham is assumed father. Your purpose is that you'll be father of nations. And so you can't be an assumed father. You have to be a father indeed. So he gave him that name. When he looked at Peter, he says, Simon, son of Barjona, you shall be called Peter, because you have to be a rock as the leader of the first church. So when the devil comes, what he wants to do is to rubbish your name. So he will look for things to deceive men. Because when your name is affected, it becomes difficult for you to advance kingdom, because it's all about kingdom. He has checked you out and discovered you are not in this for yourself. So he will try to stop you from advancing the kingdom. So he will start attacking your name. If you study the book of Revelation, the beast, the creatures that came out of the water, you will see their assignment. This is one of it. They want to dent your name. So you may have the right message, but nobody will hear it. So you are not the one who is robbed. The people are the ones who are robbed. They will not know. And so because of the people, what you will do is to fight to preserve it. Don't be careless. Some of you have a name that imparts righteousness. When they call you, everything about you represents righteousness. Don't allow the devil to deceive you into something that is unrighteous. Some of you, the name you have in the spirit imparts the fear of God. When you come to a place, people tremble at God's presence. Don't do anything that will violate it. Because when I'm talking about a name now, I'm not talking about the politics and gimmicks of trying to appear good before men. No, it's not about men. It's about Zion. Because you will not be accused among men by the devil. It's in Zion. The devil will fight it. So your greatest warfare will be around you. But the way you protect your name is not through manipulation. It's not through canvassing for support. The way you fight to keep your name is to stand before God and to plead the blood constantly. He will do everything around it. But if you stand before God and plead the blood, nothing he does can affect it. Because if you are not careful, in a bid to defend your name, you will now go into error. You will now start looking for people to support you, looking for people to accept with you, trying to explain yourself. Relax. Jesus said, woe unto you if all men speak good of you. Don't be moved. Just stand before God. He said they looked up to him and their faces were radiant and they were not ashamed. The second thing the devil will fight. This is warfare I'm talking about. Warfare from kingdom context. Are the men that God sent to you. He will fight to corrupt their heart. Hope you know that every Moses will have an Aaron and a Hor. Every David will have a mighty man. If those men are disconnected from you, the weight and the impact of your ministry and your calling will go down. And so when the devil fights, he fights to corrupt the heart of those men. And again, your job is not to manipulate them or win their favor. That's not your job. Your job is to live a life of righteousness before them. That's all you need to do. Don't manipulate men to follow you. Because there are some men that God will tell them to go and do something else. His kingdom. Don't hail men while they are with you, and the moment they leave, you begin to paint them black. Because there are some people, you are a good man so long as you follow them. The moment God tells you something else, you become a bad man. So one day they can call you an angel. The next day they call you a devil. Go and check. They called you an angel when you were serving them. The day you no longer serve them, you become a devil. Don't do that. That's manipulation. There are men that God will send to do other things. When a man serves you and God decides to lift him to do something else, the credit goes to you. Because in the kingdom, you raised him. And he can never become anything without you in this kingdom. And so when you try to destroy him because of sentiment, insecurity, and ego, you are destroying what you built with your hand. Even if that person makes a mistake, your job is to help him stand. Because what he becomes is part of your reward in Zion. That's why when Lot left Abraham and nations came to destroy Lot, Abraham didn't sit down and say, well, I thought he said he too is a strong man. Let him suffer it. He was with me here doing good. Suddenly he said he's also grown. Let him. No, Abraham had the heart of a father. The Bible said Abraham took 318 trained servants of his house. He went and fought those kings, put his life in trouble for Lot. And when Abraham defeated those kings, he didn't take Lot back. He said, go and fulfill your destiny. It was on Abraham's return from that journey that he met Melchizedek. That was when the greatness of Abraham started. The greatness of Abraham did not start when he gave birth to Isaac. No. The greatness of Abraham started when he gave birth to Lot. Because when he delivered Lot from death, that was when Lot was born again. And when God saw that, Melchizedek appeared to Abraham. And that was the day he called Abraham possessor of heaven and earth. Abraham did not possess earth because he gave birth to Isaac. Abraham possessed earth because he went to deliver Lot, even though it looked as if Lot betrayed him. So there are many people today that their rank in the kingdom will reduce because they fought the people that once served them. And there are many people that their rank will increase because they help the people that serve them to stand, whether they are with them or they are not with them. That's the difference between an elder and a father. Because when the prodigal son left, the father never let go of him from his heart. He said, my son was once dead, now he's back to life. He was not forgiven when he came back. He was forgiven while he was away. That's why the father didn't wait for apology. And I'm not saying this for sons to become radical. Because a son honors his father. That's what makes you a genuine son. Honor. So don't do what is wrong and say, if they are fathers, they'll forgive us. That's not the message. Are we together? But the point I'm trying to make is that the devil will come to fight the men that God has given to you. If it's God that tell them, allow them. That's how you become great. You become great because many tribes come out of you. Some will be Issachars that have a prophetic heritage. Some will be Judas that have the heritage of kingship. Some will be Levites that have the heritage of priesthood. So there are many tribes. So when the tribes are spreading, leave them. They may not even call your name, but they carry your DNA in the spirit. And so when the devil wants to fight you, he will fight the men that follow you. But what you need to do, don't try to use politics. Don't try to use witchcraft. So long as you have displayed righteousness, let it be. If they are wrong, God will judge. Because if you are not careful, you who was an accurate minister, you will drift into witchcraft. And you want to win the approval of men and the sentiment of men, you will be deranked in heaven. Rick Joyner told the story, those of you who have read The Final Quest, of a man he met in heaven. He was deranked because of what he did to younger people. That's why the house of Saul grew weaker and weaker. So when the devil is fighting you through the men that are under you, encourage yourself in the Lord and keep going the way of righteousness. That's all. Paul said to Timothy, he said, the things you have seen in me, do. The things you have seen. That means Paul was not just a preacher. He demonstrated righteousness. I'm telling you how we fight kingdom battles. Because if you are corrupt, the people around you will be vulnerable. There are many ministers that sow bitterness into the heart of their followers. They don't know that they are planting evil in their soul. Don't do that. Just live righteously and leave the rest to God. Those who are your own will be with you. And they will become great tribes that will come out of you. That tribe is what the devil is afraid of. Because he knows that different tribes carry different scepter. And he doesn't want that. And number 3, what the devil will fight are your resources. Because kingdom is spread abroad through resources. And so the devil will want to truncate your resources. Cut it off. If you are able to survive self-denial, you will survive this warfare. The reason many people fail in warfare is because they didn't pass self-denial. Because when warfare comes, you will start fighting to protect yourself. No. It is in warfare that the faithfulness of God is proven in your life. So when the devil is fighting you, that's the time to rely on God. The more you try to protect yourself, the more you go down. It's like standing in the mud. Don't struggle. If you start struggling, you start sinking. Just leave yourself in the hands of God and watch God carry you. Watch God carry you. You will trust God a way you have never trusted Him. In warfare, we don't fight. In warfare, we yield to God. We fight by yielding. That's why it says submit to God. And by submitting to God, you resist the devil. If you don't submit to God and you start resisting the devil, you will fail. Because you will deploy the energy of flesh. Genuine ministers, they fight battles every day, but they win those battles in the presence of God.
I believe this video has inspired you, and more than inspiration, has pushed you into action. Because the scripture speaking, it says, "Blessed are ye when ye do these things." The things you just listened to, blessed are you when you do them. We implore you to get to work on the messages you've just listened to. If it means repeating the message to get a point you didn't get at the course of the message, maybe by a distraction or something, please do, as it would greatly benefit your spiritual growth, and that is what we are after in this channel. And that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you for watching the video. If you're a new subscriber, welcome on board, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. Your presence and your view means so much to us. Please, we urge you to share this video once again with your friends and family. If you have not done so, share it on WhatsApp, share it on Facebook, share it on all the social media platforms that you are, so that somebody can get blessed through you. And also do well to like this video, comment on the video, comment your thoughts, comment anything you think. If you need help, questions, you can just comment them down below, and then we'll try our best to answer your questions by the help of the Holy Spirit. And until next time, keep loving the Lord and stay blessed.